And howdy, howdy. Welcome back to SciTrek's, your
Hello.
sci-fi TV and movie channel.
Yeah,
How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing good.
Good, good. I think we are continuing our series today. I am half alive, but I'm awake enough to go talk about sci-fi every day. I just told you my cats have been sick, so I stayed up till 5 a.m. And that means we're in the perfect brain mode for this right now, and we're gonna tackle it on. And there aren't as many, I guess, TV shows that have been adapted from literature, novels, novellas, etc., short stories, as film that we talked about last week, which was freaking great.
hmm
I was glad that we got to send that list to Jamie, who's supposed to be on soon. We'll I know everybody. I know Monk. You were asking about him. Jamie should be on in a little bit. I think he's on with his grandson right now, so he's got to spend some time with the grandbaby. But until then, we talk TV and
Yeah.
really good sci-fi because there are a few good options. I have some options here. If y'all would like to in chat, go ahead and start listing away. I am not using my eraser because I wanted to save it from last week. The eraser was a terrible idea. It just smushed everything instead of actually making it look good. So we're writing things and just crossing them out this week. Keep it simple, stupid. I broke my own
hmm
rule last week, so you know we're gonna do it right this time. But before we jump in, how was the week, Sarah? Anything crazy happening?
No, it's just a pretty normal week. I watched The Martian finally because I haven't seen it, so I liked it. It was good. I don't know why I didn't watch it before, but anyway.
We
Um,
need a full review right now. Was it 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars?
I would give it like 4 stars. It was better than I thought it would be. I think I'm not a huge fan of the real super feel goody movies. And I think I
Yeah,
thought it was gonna really be that, and it's really not. I mean, there's some of that, but it's not all that. So I liked it actually more than I thought I would. So it was written
that's
well, and yeah, it's good.
I I love The Martian. It's just a sweet
hmm
movie.
hmm
And it does get into a little feel good, but it's kind of like right at the end. It kind of
Yeah.
you're like this dude's constantly screwed over until
hmm
okay, now we're ending happy. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you.
hmm
It's not it's barely sci-fi. It's almost it is science fiction because it's
Yeah.
just fiction, you
Just
know.
because it's in space, but yeah, it could be somebody
Uh,
stranded like anywhere. It's
and
just
it's so
yeah,
good.
yeah.
And Captain Jessica Chastain, girl boss, saved Mark instead of Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
Chastain can do anything. Well, except for Dark Phoenix. But that whole movie, everyone was that was a script thing.
Mm.
Which a script thing. Hopefully, Simon Kinberg writes a good Star Wars movie next. Which
Yeah.
this week we're trying to get an afterthoughts together. I'm trying to get the guys together and figure out
Mhm.
when would be a good day for everybody. But we'll try to do an afterthoughts on. We didn't post about it or say anything about it, but Kathleen Kennedy is now gone from Star Wars. Hey, everyone's happy. An
Or will be.
amazing freaking career as producer.
Yeah.
She's just one of the
Mhm.
best ever. Star Wars has not been her bread and butter, and it wasn't something that she truly ever like devoted love to either. And it showed,
Right.
but it's time to go. She'll be there to help the successor. So we're gonna try to do a little bit of a
Mhm.
stream and not focus on okay, Kathleen Kennedy's leaving. We're gonna try to focus on who's gonna take over.
Right. They must have somebody. But anyway,
Yeah. So
you have a cat thing happening?
there was a weird noise, and I immediately think a cat's throwing up or something. I'm like, that noise did not come out of a human being, which means I'm just gonna let it. I'll clean it up in an hour or two. Um, I don't want to think like that, but we got business to attend to. I just hear the
Oh.
weird noise. Like, oh, great. Uh, what were you just saying? My bad.
What
Uh,
was you were talking? Oh, you were gonna do a thing about Kathleen Kennedy's thoughts
afterthoughts.
on that or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, she's
Oh,
gonna be there for a
oh,
while yet, but
actually,
at least she's
someone's
kind of
knocking on the door real quick. I'm so sorry. 1 second. 1 second.
okay. All right. So anyway, while he's away, what shows that have been adapted from books do you guys like from television or from books to television? I'll wait till Harris gets back till I give mine. Knocking on the door. Kathleen Kennedy knocking on the door. Yeah.
Yeah, knocking at the door. Kathleen Kennedy popped in. She heard us saying, "Oh, another channel's going to come over here and talk about me real quick, huh?"
Yep.
No. We will, of course, end up talking a little bit about Kathleen Kennedy. I'm going to try to keep it kind of in the beginning of the stream, and we'll try to work into more who's going to take over. Of course, we'll talk Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, Tony Gilroy, all the kind of like heavy hitters that we think. We'll try to figure out maybe a couple behind the scenes guys over at Lucasfilm, because one of the best things I think that could happen is honestly maybe somebody hopping in there that we don't know the name of. It's like, oh, you're just good with business. You actually understand like how this part works. Like that's good. Like we need to have someone.
Yeah.
It would be nice to almost have that DC kind of thing where James Gunn is the creative force and Peter Safran is the producing force. It's like, okay, you got the business and you got the creative side. Let's see it work together. I'd love to see that for Disney and stuff like that. But I mean, Lucasfilm, excuse me. And we'll discuss that a little bit this week. We'll keep y'all posted on exactly when we're planning on that. But Sarah and I, tomorrow, Tay Dynamic. I almost said it right. Tay Dynamic. I can't even say it. Tay Dynamic Duo. Tomorrow, in our first Patreon watch through, we're starting Farscape tomorrow. I'm kind of pumped.
Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't watched it in a long time.
I've never watched it. I guess I've watched the pilot once and a few episodes that just like have been on YouTube or on streaming or on cable more so, I guess, over the years. But that's it. So I'm excited. New journey. Which means I watched some Star Trek today too, because I've been slacking on that one. Sorry, y'all. And we will get into it and it'll be great. But today we are talking about TV and the best adaptations. What are we thinking? Give us some stuff in here. We got Fringe and Person of Interest. We've got The Expanse. But of course, I guess.
Yeah. Are we counting comic books? If we're counting comic books, I guess, yeah. Or comics or graphic novels or
we counted them last week, but also superheroes, because should we? Shall we decide? Chat, you want to yay or nay on superheroes? Give us a Y for yes and an N for no.
Yeah. Depends on how, I mean, if we want to do really science fiction, but Star Trek, Stargate, they're not based on books originally. I don't know. Is Battlestar Galactica based on a book originally? I don't know.
Maybe. I think so. We've got one no so far. Nearscape. Okay, let me go ahead and write down.
And, well, I don't know. Do you want me to give my list?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm writing The Expanse right now, and Fringe and Person of Interest.
These are ones I've seen that I wrote down. Was early 2000s Sci-Fi Channel did this Dune miniseries that's really good. So I put that. Three Body Problem, of course, recent. The Expanse, of course, and Silo. That's really good. Also, my favorite is Altered Carbon.
Ooh, that is supposed to be good. I haven't actually seen it.
The first season of that with Joel Kinnaman is awesome. The second season, not as good. And then I'm bummed because it got canceled. But the first season is really good.
It's supposed to be like 3 or 4 books, isn't it?
I think. I know it's one book for sure. I don't know if there's been more.
Books came out after these series of Battlestar. Okay, so that one doesn't count. Any novelizations of a television series, we can't really do. Westworld.
Yeah, I think that was a book, and then they made it a movie in the 60s, and then the series. Yeah, so that counts.
Yeah, because we talked about it last week. I believe it was one of those Michael Crichton things where it's like, okay, he wrote it because he knew he was going to make something out of it, but he wanted the book first. And nonetheless, the TV show at least is based off of that book. So it has to be adapted from a book and only a book. Not necessarily a book, a graphic novel, or a novella, short story, so on and so forth.
Something that was written first. and
Yes,
then
as long
maybe
as
yeah.
and maybe no superheroes because
Mhm.
I guess the only thing we got were no's. So yeah, no superheroes. I guess
I
that's kind
figured
of
that.
its own category.
But, yeah.
Buck Rogers,
Oh,
is that a book? Are those a bunch of kid books? I believe maybe. Let me Google real fast.
was it graphic novels or kids? Yes. Did it
Books.
start out? I thought it started out as like a radio show or something originally, but
It
or maybe we
kind
can.
of looks
Yeah.
like a comic book. Yeah, that's what I. Yeah, it looks like a
Yeah.
comic. It looks like it was radio
Mhm.
then comic or something like that.
Mhm.
So what was it again? Buck Rogers.
Yeah. I also
Buck
put.
Rogers.
I haven't seen it, but Handmaid's Tale, but I have not seen it.
Oh, me either.
But that.
I've
Yeah.
always heard
Yeah.
such great things. Except recently, I guess it's supposed to have kind of tailed off at the end. But the first few seasons
Yeah.
are supposed to be some of the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Handmaid's Tale.
Foundation. Haven't seen it though. On my list.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Foundation and Three Body Problem.
Mhm.
TV is where like high sci-fi can kind of just thrive.
Mhm.
I guess Dune and stuff like Dune and Blade Runner ended up
Mhm.
on our best adaptation
Yep.
stuff. So
Mhm.
high sci-fi thrives everywhere, but
Yeah.
the TV shows are so fun. You get to spend so much time. Game of Thrones. I don't know if that one counts, but Joey Flash is Flash Gordon count or is that superhero? That's not. That's more. That is more sci-fi hero, huh?
I guess I kind of get Buck Rogers and Flash is. Oh, never mind.
That's
I
old
was
era Spock.
thinking Flash Gordon is what I'm thinking.
That is Flash Gordon.
Okay. Okay.
Joey, it's not a mockumentary. They just found a way to use it. Oh my God, nerd cookies. Hey, we love your stuff. Hey, thank you for being here. This is awesome. Sci-fi doesn't get nearly enough award recognition. Cheers and keep up the good work.
Mhm.
You as well.
Yep.
You do way more good work than we do, and we appreciate
Yeah.
you just being part of the sci-fi sphere.
Hey.
Anytime you ever want to come say, I can't even speak. Come say howdy. Come say howdy. But yeah, he's a football player and has no superpowers. I'm with you. Let's do Flash Gordon. Let's write him down. Flash Gordon. Okay, shall I read you what we have so far?
Was Flash Gordon made into a TV series? I don't even know.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Never mind. I do have to use my eraser.
Television here, so
that is a good point. We literally did that last week, like 3 different times. We're like, wait a second. Planet of the Apes was a book by a French author, but there haven't been any TV shows. Hey, Hitchhiker's Guide.
There was Planet of the Apes television series.
Was there?
In the 70s or whatever it was. Was it 70s, early 80s? There was Planet of the Apes television series. You could put it.
Let's do it. Okay, Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. I remember watching it as a kid.
Stargate! I wish. Twilight. Twilight Zone's not books, is it?
I don't know. Is it? That's a good question. I don't know.
So I can Google that real quick as well. Man in the High Castle. Yep.
Oh, yep. I thought about that one too. I didn't write it down.
I do have a couple articles with a few more to add, but should I go ahead and read off? Oh, I guess Time Machine, because they did do that on HBO.
Okay, didn't see it.
Time Machine, Dune, and Hitchhikers, and Planet of the Apes all have had both, which is kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, Andromeda Strain, that is a book. I'm pretty positive.
They did a miniseries. Yeah, it is. It's like a Michael Crane. It's a good movie, and they did they do a miniseries? I think they made a miniseries out of it too. I have to look that up, but I want to say they did, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think that's kind of what I'm thinking of, but I have not seen it one way or the other on that one. It's not familiar per se, but y'all holler and let us know. Let me see what else is in here before I jump on. Limitless movie and series. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
where there being 9 chevrons on a Stargate, shouldn't there be 9 award categories, 1 for each chevron? Just a thought. Hey, we're on category 3 so far, so we got a few more to hit through. We've gotten more than 9 categories. I'm pretty sure we might try to push them down a little bit. John Carter. John Carter has a TV show, huh? The 100, Altered Carbon, Dark Matter. There we go. Dark Matter was one of those on that list I was talking about.
Right. But which Dark Matter? Because there's the Apple TV Dark Matter, and then there's the one that Sci-Fi Channel did, which was that Joseph Malozzi or something? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so. This one is Apple TV. So Apple TV is at least based on a book.
But I think the other one is based on a graphic novel or something too. So they're both. It just depends on which one are we talking about.
I'll just write Apple next to it. If I could draw on Apple, I would. But I wouldn't be able to figure out what it was after, so I'm not going to do that one. So, Dark Matter, Apple, and I guess Sarah's a good movie. Jasmine Crockett. Oh, okay. I'm gonna stop reading that one. John Carter of Mars is a great movie. Just cost got away from him. Yeah. Oh, I really wish. What's his name? Directed it. Brad Bird, I believe. Such a good director. Directed a bunch of things, Incredibles, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
It's one of those movies I wanted it to be good, and like I've tried to watch it a couple times and just didn't even get through it. Yeah,
I liked it. It's a
didn't catch me at all.
Yeah, it doesn't like grip. I like the story. It's a sit through kind of deal. So bad as a movie that Singularity is still sucking. V. That is a TV show, isn't it? That's not V for Vendetta. That's
V's been done as a television series twice, actually. They did it in like the 80s and then early 2000s with Jay's favorite actress,
Miranda Backer.
Yeah.
But of course, shall I go ahead and read what we have off and see if we can start crossing and see if we can get anything else on here? We've got The Expanse. And if y'all hear something that I should cross off that you just don't think is going to make it, and we're trying to whittle this down to 4, of course, y'all holler. Put it in chat, or of course, Sarah, you holler as well, and we'll start scratching off. So we've got The Expanse, 3 Body Problem, V, Dune miniseries. You said V?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not familiar enough with it to kind of even vote on it, so shoot.
I'm not really. I don't think has the level to cut it what we're doing here. Nope. So.
V is adapted from Sinclair Lewis's 1935 novel, It Can't Happen Here, and V 2016. Yeah. Okay, so either one, I guess nobody's to jump on it. David, are you saying Silo to take off or keep on? And Juliet, same for Foundation. Because I would think both of those would be ones that people would want to keep. But speaking of, we have Dune miniseries, Silo, Foundation, Westworld, Buck Rogers, and Altered Carbon. Any of
Buck
those?
Rogers.
Yeah.
Buck Rogers.
I really like the idea. I haven't seen Altered Carbon, like I said, but I don't think
you'll love it. The first season you will love. Yeah.
I love Anthony Mackie and Joel Kinnaman, and just the idea of it seems so cool. I just haven't sat down to do it, you know? Do we think it's going to last?
I want it. It's probably not going to because it kind of, only got the 2 seasons and I don't want it to be cut, but I understand.
Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it.
It's my
if Jamie comes back and votes it in at a point, if him and the grandbaby both voted in, it's a double count. It's a double vote. So we'll see how it goes. Silo's my show. Keep Silo.
Silo is worth keeping, yeah. Rebecca Ferguson is great in that.
I still haven't seen Silo either, and I love me some Rebecca Ferguson. She's still good. Still love Dr. Sleep. There we go. Twilight Zone's adapted from a series of books. We'll go ahead and do it. Let me write it down.
Yeah.
Because that is definitely worth keeping in there. Because for a while at least, I don't know if it'll actually make it in the top 4, but that's heralded in so much sci-fi. It's
it's an
so damn good.
all-time greatest kind of thing.
That's kind of just like Dune is for adaptations in a way in movies. Like you just kind of have to. I wonder if the Dune miniseries is going to make it up here though. That's going to be interesting.
I really like it. We'll see.
Now we got a couple other kind of high tales. We'll stick it to 4 because 4 or 5 is easier to think about. Handmaid's Tale, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the BBC variation on it. Planet of the Apes, the television series. You think Hitchhikers or Planet of the Apes?
Yeah. Both of those probably go.
I think so. And then Man in the High Castle as well.
Ooh,
Watchmen, HBO. Oh, we said we're not doing superheroes, but that one's so good as a sci-fi too. Oh.
I know.
Oh, if we break the rule, we have to break it for too many other things, I think.
Yeah.
And we'd be here.
But that was great. So that was really good. It was really good.
I really do like the HBO too. Keep
If
Hitchhikers,
anything, Hitchhikers could go. I know people want it to. I haven't seen it, so I mean, I've seen the movie like a long time ago, but or when it came, I don't know, probably around the time it came out. But
I'd forgotten there was a BBC series. I just think
I don't know anything about the series, so I guess I'm just. It's more because I don't know much about it. That's all. But
but
that compared to like 3 Body Problem, I mean.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna last.
Yeah.
Hitchhikers, was that a Tom Baker? That looks like Tom Baker almost. Anyways, Watchmen was crap in my opinion. Oh no. Well, I get people thinking that as well because it is a very pompous kind of take on it. Right. But also, I think it thrives in that high sci-fi kind of realm. I get why people would see it and be like, I don't want to watch that. And I get it. But also, it's so good if you give it the shot. I love it. Writing. The Vasculi Chronicles, The Heir. Hope to get it published. Jasmine. Cool. I was just trying to make sure it wasn't like a euphemism for something. I was like, hold up. Watchmen was too much drama for me. The movie, 4 of us fell asleep, LOL. Oh, God. Yeah, the movie kind of does the same thing, just not necessarily to that same, like, high society kind of feel, you know?
I liked the movie. But, yeah.
Brad Wright, our man. The man, the myth, the legend himself.
Oh, yep.
The Outer Limits.
It's very Twilight Zone-like. I remember watching that, though. It was good.
Yes, we do have this one. And Arnold, Heroes by Robert Cormier was adapted into a TV series on NBC. That's not Superheroes, is it?
What is? Oh.
That's not this one, is it? Because that does fall into superhero territory, so I don't know if that kind of breaks our caveat there. Which Heroes, Arnold? Is it the one that we're thinking of, like 2004 Heroes, you know? But anyway, let's keep scratching things off where we can. Are we scratching off Hitchhikers? I know Monk wants to keep it. Yeah. We're both kind of thinking it's not going to last, though. But do we let it go another round?
I'd say no, but I will leave it up to you.
Somebody say something in the chat. What are we doing? Give us an answer. Because I'll go ahead and scratch out Planet of the Apes. We know that one's not going to make it as a TV show, at least.
Right.
We do have Time Machine, Andromeda Strain, and Limitless as well right here. We think any of those are going to last? The Time Machine show was supposed to be good, I think. I didn't watch it either. Oh, David says get rid of Hitch. We've got a couple. That's a few get rid of. Sorry, Hitchhikers.
Yeah.
This classic sci-fi, Douglas Adams, a treasure of science fiction. I agree. The book.
We don't disagree, but the television series, don't know much about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if the movie's even considered good, I don't know. But
Hey, well, we can kind of go back to the altered carbon debate for a second here and really figure out, does altered carbon move on?
What?
Does altered carbon move on?
Does Ultra Carbon move on?
Yeah.
The TV show?
Yes.
The TV show.
We're doing adapted television.
Was Ultra Carbon adapted from something?
Yes, it was. It was a book.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I never watched it. I tried to watch it. I didn't like it.
Oh, it's so good. The first season is so.
Oh, see, that was the problem. I didn't even like the first season. So.
Oh, really?
No. But where are we at?
So far, I'll tell you what we scratched off so far, just to start off. Okay.
Okay. I'll tell you where
We
you're
did scratch off altered carbon, and from the sound of it, we are keeping it scratched off. Buck Rogers had been scratched off as well. We did scratch off the Planet of the Apes TV series.
I'll tell you what, you'd have an argument about Buck Rogers anyway, whether it was adapted or whether it was. If you know the full story of Buck Rogers, it was kind of adapted. But,
Kind of almost like Michael Crichton with the Westworld stuff last week.
Well, they took, well, what they did was with Buck Rogers, they went, that's a cool name, let's use that. And then did a show that was nothing like the novella. More like the comic. It was more like the comic, to be fair. But anyway, go on. So we scratch off Buck Rogers. That's probably a good idea. Go.
Hey, well, you know what? You didn't come to bat for altered carbon, but you can come to bat for what we did just strike off. Do you keep the BBC's version of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Because we do have it just scratched. The TV show, not, I guess, Martin.
No, they've done it. They've done it more than once.
Oh, really? I didn't.
I freaking loved it. I have to admit, I did freaking love it. Okay, why did you scratch it off? What was the?
We just don't think it's going to stand the test of time with all the other options. And we did have a little backup. David said get rid of it, so we were kind of like, all right, we'll keep it moving. Monk has been fighting for it tooth and nail, though, so we can keep it. It has not been completely scratched by any means.
It is a good adaptation. Oh, it's on the list. What else is on your list? I mean, okay, that's a conversation we have from scratch.
Yes. So that's what we have scratched off so far. Oh, we also scratched off V, and V's been scratched off twice, I guess. But the things we have continued that we haven't even talked about yet. What?
So is that all you've talked about so far?
No, that's just what we scratched off. These last three we haven't talked about just yet either. Dark Matter on Apple, The Twilight Zone, the original series, I'm assuming, and then The Outer Limits, good old Brad Wright as well.
Right.
Do we think those three?
You haven't discussed The Expanse.
No, we also. I guess this is the rest of everything we have: is The Expanse, Three Body Problem, the Dune miniseries, Silo.
Wait.
I know. I was like, I'm saying it fast.
Wait. Three Body Problem. Okay. I got Silo. Foundation. Yeah. What else?
Dune miniseries and Westworld right there.
Ooh, Westworld.
Mm-hmm. You said you had Foundation, and then Handmaid's Tale and Man in the High Castle for sure as well. Or at least moving on, I guess, at the moment. They're not for sure. We're nothing for sure in this game.
Right, okay. I can simplify this because name on door and all that. I hated the Three Body Problem.
Oh, I'm fighting for that.
That's good.
Boring. It was so dull. I know you like a slow burn, but my God, it was a slow burn.
It was.
But it's fun.
It's not fun. That's literally the opposite of fun.
It's fun to think about, I guess, is the way I thought about that. I said it was like, oops.
Three Body Problem make you go, I hope this ends soon. But it's not going to.
It was different. It was interesting. It's, it makes you think about stuff.
It is interesting.
like-
It does make you think about things.
But okay, this would be where I would try to like gauge that thought real quick. Would you not push 3 body problem and push foundation on?
Well, I tell you what, out of the list that we've got so far, this is how we sort of cut through it last time. I'm sorry I'm late, by the way. I had my grandbabies today, and we had issues. But anyway,
Grandbabies are important.
is there anything on this list so far that you would kill a baby seal to protect?
The Expanse,
quite specific.
Foundation.
For me, it's the Expanse. I would quite happily
Expanse, that's
kill
what I was.
a baby seal with my bare hands to keep the Expanse on this list.
How about a sea lion?
It's a bit big. Can I have a machete? Or a tank?
Is that a common litmus test in the UK?
Yes, that is how we decide things. No, it's a very cute little sea lion. And it's so good. Please don't kill me, and you'd still kill it. That's how important this is. Okay, it's a puppy. There's a puppy.
I mean, like, they are water puppies.
Yeah, it's straight out of Disney. Big eyes. I love you. And you would still kick it to death to protect. For me,
I'm just imagining Jay walking around with just a club, just slinging behind him, just dragging it in the streets, just looking for
I have a decision to make.
I don't know.
Expanse is the one on this list that well, let's not go into that again.
No.
The Expanse for me is not just it's one of the greatest sci-fi shows in years.
Oh yeah.
But it's such a good adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the Expanse is totally staying.
Mm-hmm.
I'd want to talk about the Foundation, right?
Yeah.
Because some people hate the Foundation because after reading the books, that it's quite different to the books. And actually, that is whenever you get an adaptation, that's what people get really annoyed about, isn't it? They hate the storyline, and that character's now a woman. And that's how they speak, these people, I imagine. Anyway, when they put comments on our channel, I imagine that's how they speak. The Foundation, I think, it's a really, really clever adaptation, though, in that the original story was impossible to make. Impossible. And they adapted it in a way that made it possible to make. So the fundamentals of the story is still there, and the fundamental characters are still there, etc. But they adapted it in a way that made it possible to make. Yeah. And then in Halo, they changed the story in Halo.
I was waiting. Like Joey said the same thing. He said, "Oh yeah, Foundation's a comic book version of the books turned into a series."
Yeah, but when
I tried to say the same thing.
When you realize, when you read the book in a way of like, how do we make this television series practically, and that we're not going to spend Lord of the Rings money on it. We're going to spend a normal amount of money and make a show.
Yeah.
It's not possible to make it. It's not possible. The way they've done it, but I can look at it from like an executive producer's point. I can make it see it from a how do you make this show, and from that point of view, I'm like, it's very clever how there's a lot of very big problems with the book that I think they were quite clever about, but that divides fans. And I've read the books. I love the books. It's very different. But they did it. I think they did it very cleverly. And it's the only way they could.
I think it's super clever, and it's a good way to allow them to tackle at least the topics in the book. Maybe not exactly like one-to-one in how they're being tackled, but at least tackle a lot of the same topics and do it in a, like you said, clever way, and in a way that you can keep the same actors coming back, so you're not just thrown out of it every year. It doesn't just turn into an anthology.
Yeah, and it's still watchable. Remember, there's some. This is a bit like Three Body Problem. There's some high-end sort of like sci-fi cognitive thinking going on in Foundation. It would be boring. Yeah, Three Body Problem is boring as shit because they did maybe too close to adaptation. But I've never watched Handmaid's Tale. That good.
You ever watched which one?
Handmaid's Tale. I've never watched it.
None of us
I
have
haven't
seen it. I've just heard it's a good adaptation.
Do you think it's going to last in the realm of sci-fi, though?
Actually, is it sci-fi?
Yeah.
I didn't realise. I have to admit, I looked at it and went, not watching that.
Yeah.
I didn't look at what it was. And the actress won an Oscar. Not watching that. No.
She's great. Elizabeth Moss is awesome.
She's good in Invisible Man. I loved her in that.
Invisible Man. Oh, give me a sequel. I still haven't seen Wolfman. I want to see that one. But I don't know if Handmaid's Tale has always been classified as sci-fi, but to me, just from someone who hasn't seen it, and I also haven't seen The Bear, but it feels like, you know how The Bear is always like rated as comedy, but people are like, why are you putting it in comedy? It's a drama. I kind of feel like that's similar to The Handmaid's Tale, where it's almost just classified as sci-fi. I'm not sure why, because it doesn't look sci-fi to me.
Looks sort of like dystopian future kind of thing. Not really hard.
Just apocalypto kind of.
Mm-hmm.
What's the series last year with the mushrooms and makes everybody into zombies?
Ooh, Last of Us. But I guess that's adapted from
a game. It's an adaptation.
Yeah, it is an adaptation.
It's an adaptation. Let's do it. You can have games.
Let's do it. That opens the floodgates.
Novellas, comics, games.
So we did scratch out Handmaid. Just for some of the more.
I've never watched Handmaid's Tale, so how do we really? Unless the audience go nuts and go, "We want Handmaid's Tale. We want Handmaid's Tale."
Yeah, nobody's really said it was too on it. Yeah, we were thinking literature, but yeah, I guess go for novels as well.
Sorry, Secular Monk. My name is on the door.
Okay. I just didn't even think about games. I just don't really think about that.
Fallout is the other game on it. Yeah, Fallout was astonishingly good. To be honest, I think
Fallout
was better than Last of Us.
I've got another thing I'm fighting for till the end of days now, if that's the case. Because give me some Fallout, baby. I love it.
I would kill a puppy to protect Fallout. I genuinely think, and you're talking about adaptation as well. I'd forgotten I'd played that game until I watched the series, and then I'm like, oh, I have played this game. I recognised bits from it, which I'm like, oh, and that's a pretty good adaptation. If you played the original game like 45 years ago, whenever it was it came out. I've got myself a PlayStation 5 now, by the way. I'm a gamer now.
Ew.
Yeah.
How's the move, by the way? Is you still in the process of move? Oh, I guess just the moving the back. I guess my bad. I read.
Yeah, my back is incredibly painful, and my grandbaby's tried to kill me today. So yeah, and then tried to kill each other. So yeah, we had a bit of a tumble, but yeah.
Seals with clubs start popping up. Be cautious.
Yeah, yeah. No, the youngest is 2.5. Well, the oldest, sorry, is 2.5. So he's obviously got more. So books, games. We're
not rebooted
TV from other franchise. No, you can't say that it's an adaptation of another TV show. So you can't have Stargate.
Yeah.
So
that would be a fun little caveat.
We're gonna try.
Yeah, we will put Stargate in there.
Yeah.
We will always try.
I say that. Wasn't Stargate based on a book? Originally.
I don't think so.
Did a book come out after? I've read a book. I've read the book based on the movie. Maybe it was a book based on the movie.
Was it just like a novelization of the film, maybe?
Yeah, probably. But anyway, I say that. Didn't we know how Man United have done, by the way? Yeah,
sorry,
what a week. Does anybody know how Man United have done, by the way?
Oh.
I've literally ran in and come on in. I've not even had a chance to look. It's been grandbaby's day, so I don't even know how we've done in the FA Cup. So I say that, right? Adaptation, we really should allow Stargate. No, it's not an adaptation, it's a continuation.
Yeah, it's a continuation. Yeah.
So That's our technicality. Not putting it in. Okay.
I mean, we'd all love it to be on the list, but that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've got the
we need to have
favorite sci-fi show.
Mm-hmm.
The big award is our favorite sci-fi show, and I'm sure Stargate will go and mention that. Where's he gone?
We got some rambunctious animals today.
Oh, you
Sick
go.
and rambunctious.
Cats.
So
the only
just
name
from
we've
the
got so far
last
is
kind of. Sorry, say again.
the only thing we've got so far definite is Expanse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
3 more to pick.
I'd say Foundation and Fallout. I would.
I definitely say Fallout. I would kill a puppy over Fallout.
I'm just such a fan of Foundation. Well, and then also we have the OG Twilight Zone, which is based off of a series of novels or novellas. And that, I don't know if it'll last to the very end, but it deserves some credit just for the sake of being what it is, too.
Yeah.
That I mean, you're talking about there's some classic Twilight episodes.
Yeah. I think we got to put Twilight Zone's got. I mean, Twilight Zone should just have like a, greatest of all time, like permanent status.
If it's not in the final four,
Yeah.
it gets an honorable mention. No way, one way or another. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you sure it's not a novelization after?
Yes. We can't keep changing.
Right, Juliet, check that. The novel before the movie.
Y'all keep talking on Google
for us.
I think we're stretching too much to try to make Stargate fit. I just know.
I'm pretty sure I've read the book, but I don't think they released it before the movie.
I doubt it.
Yeah, it's been a mad week for death, isn't it? I mean, Gene Hackman wasn't a surprise. I saw photos of him a couple of years ago, and I'm like, how's that man still alive? But his dog died.
And his wife.
And his wife, all found dead. So I was thinking it's got to be like a gas leak or something. But then we found out that Gene Hackman and his wife have been dead over a week before the bodies were found. So I'm like, the dog might have just starved. It's just random. And the Trachtenberg girl, that sounds like drugs to me. And the fact they know it, and that's why they're declining to have a autopsy. But David Hanson's dead as well, is he?
Yeah, that was this morning.
I've had a grandbaby's day today.
Oh, I didn't know that.
My
Who is?
I don't know.
If I saw a picture of him, I'd probably know. I just don't. From the name, I'm not.
I didn't recognize the name till I saw a picture. It kind of threw me off.
I know the name.
Oh, damn it, Donnie! You done spooked me there for a second. Right as we were talking about all the death. Thankfully, he's still kicking though.
Yeah. He's amazingly still alive.
I said that in my video at the end, didn't I? I don't know. I was thinking, I was going off on this like one time, and then all of a sudden just thought, wait, how is he alive? He smokes, he drinks, he eats crap. How is he alive? But he's a proper bloke. He likes hunting and things. So I might be mixing up with Shatner's character with his character of Denny Crane.
Well, it's amazing. Shatner's alive, and then oh my God, who's the guy that Johnny Depp's pirate Captain Jack Sparrow is based off of? Keith Richards. How the hell is Keith Richards still alive? There are certain few people.
Yeah.
I think they're doing it a la Weekend at Bernie's with it's Weekend at the Stone Roses. Stone Roses, not the bloody Stone Roses. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Weekend at Ernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's style.
So okay.
Wasn't The Last Airbender a comic?
After they turned into comics after.
Cartoon first, was it? Before it was anything else? Okay.
And Stargate was apparently they got sued, or at least were tried. Was accused of being based on a book, but I don't see anything that says it is. And
unless it was directly based, we're not going to get into it. And there's bloody arguments and things. Everything.
And I know Monk was just saying Andor as well, but Andor's a continuation. That's more of a continuation than adaptation.
Yeah, that's how we'll.
And
That's how
Dyke,
we'll.
though,
Yeah.
it's still
Dick Van
kicking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm Mary Poppins. Third option for the Barbie.
I just go straight to Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I showed that to my niece last year, and I'm pretty sure the music's still stuck in my head. I love that movie.
Toot sweets, toot sweets.
Not no.
Yeah,
The game was the only
There
time
are
the goal.
no, don't stop. Don't defend him. There are goalposts. We can move them if we want to. And we have said
We just added.
Secular Monk.
We just added games. That's all we did.
We said that doing this forever. We are doing this as a practice run because we're not 100% certain how to do it. So we're figuring it out as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we are changing the goalposts as we go along.
Just a bit.
But they're my goalposts. So I've been right.
The other movies that I think that were TV series that I don't think are necessarily going to last. They're all good, but they're kind of in the latter half because I would kind of say at least the ones that are going to be continued to talk about are probably The Expanse, Three Body Problem, Silo and Westworld, Foundation, and the Dune miniseries. At least probably make it to a next round. But how are we feeling about Man in the High Castle, Time Machine, the one miniseries adaptation, Andromeda Strain, and Limitless?
Ooh, Andromeda Strain. I did like the Andromeda Strain.
Is it going to continue, though?
I tell you what.
Yeah, Peter. Sarah was trying to shoot for it. It got struck down.
I
Sorry.
agree. The first season with Joel Kinnaman was awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Westworld, the first season of Westworld, I would put on this list. But then it fell off a cliff like a lemming.
Yeah.
I had kicked off said cliff.
When they left
I'm an
the
apologist.
theme park.
Yeah. I'm an apologist for the second season. 3, never even watched
4 improved a little bit, but it was still not anything up to the thing of the.
Is it worth watching?
No. It was better than the second and third.
Mm-hmm.
The first season was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It really was. It was properly like won everything, didn't it? But the second season now.
It's one of the best things.
Scratching off The Last of Us. Are we going to pick, say, between The Last of Us and Fallout? Because Last of Us was a bit of a phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Fallout's better, though, wasn't it?
It's so much better. Like, Last of Us, if we're talking like strictly adaptation, it does a pretty close to one-to-one way. It just throws out all the zombies, and I can't forgive it for that. It's not really a sci-fi show because its most sci-fi thing, it just throws out. It's like, we're going to be a high drama, and there is a zombie world, and the apocalypse is going on, but
in the background,
10 minutes of that for us.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if we, I don't know, then we have to include The Walking Dead, don't we? Because that's pretty. But
well, yeah, because The Walking Dead is technically based on. We should write it down technically.
Yeah.
And I will watch season 1 of The Walking Dead over season 1 of Last of Us 10 times out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Walking Dead was again. It's another one of those. It is a phenomenon. It is sci-fi. It's if you break that, it's science fiction. It is.
Mm-hmm.
And if Stormy was here, we'd be fighting for. Fighting for.
And Matt was a huge Walking Dead guy too. I wonder if he'd probably finished by now.
I watched it up through, like, once Rick left, I kind of lost interest.
When Carl,
I
was out.
Yeah.
I lost interest 3 episodes in because
Yeah.
The Working Dead.
Working Dead office spin-off. Brilliant. Right, so
Zamboard.
Yeah.
It did. The later season, it was starting to get little.
It starts to drag. So should we go ahead and scratch off Last of Us and The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoy both, but just it's not gonna. Neither are gonna.
I would say Time Machine too. I don't know. I didn't really.
I don't remember the miniseries of Time Machine. Who's in it?
I think I vaguely. When was it on? It seems like I vaguely have a memory
2
of
years
it,
ago.
but I didn't see it. But
It's not Theo James, is it? I want to say it was Theo James, but I don't think it was. Time Machine miniseries.
I'm trying to remember. I'm sure I saw.
2015.
Trying to remember Andromeda miniseries if I saw that or not. I think I keep mixing it up with because they did a miniseries on the Hot Zone, that book. I don't think that's really science fiction, but that's actually based on something that happened, didn't it? I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter.
For All Mankind, those are novels, aren't they?
Yes, I think they were, weren't they? Isn't that why we kicked it out last week? Because they are based on novels.
Oh, I did.
Double check, people.
Books for All Mankind.
Guys, The Witcher.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For All Mankind was excellent.
Yeah, we'll do For All Mankind then.
Okay.
The Witcher.
Well, that's more fantasy.
It was then. Well, it was a book that was then a game that was then a thing. I think we include. We've always said blur the line between sci-fi and fantasy.
Well, last we did not do fantasy at all because
yeah,
we did strictly science fiction last week. So
we don't do anything strictly. I make sure of that.
You would have been shocked last week. We were so within like time confines. We were. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
It was kind of wild.
Because if we're including fantasy, then we got Lord of the Rings. We didn't even Lord of the Rings.
We include Richard. Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just opens up the floodgates.
Yeah.
I like
fun floodgates.
Yeah.
My fantasy is normally more porn related, but
Well, were we going to cross out Time Machine? Because it didn't seem like that got a big kick.
I don't even remember it.
Yeah, I didn't
think know it existed.
Worth watching necessarily.
Obviously, it wasn't that great of a hit if nobody.
How about Man in the High Castle, Andromeda Strain, and Limitless?
I would say get rid of Man in the High Castle and Limitless.
Y'all down?
Yeah, Man in the High Castle wasn't. It wasn't a massive hit. It wasn't a huge phenomenon or anything, was it?
It's supposed to be really good.
Limitless, the movie, was way better than the TV series.
It feels like it's more what if. Man in High Castle seems more it's like what if than science fiction to me.
Yeah, y'all said Limitless as well. Y'all down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scratch that out. Scratch down the Andromeda Strain.
How about The Outer Limits and Dark Matter Apple TV? Old Brad, right? And,
wasn't Outer Limits like a show in the 50s or something too? Or am I?
Oh yeah, it goes back decades. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Twilight Zone or Outer Limits. I would do one or the other.
It's and out of those two, it's going to be Twilight Zone.
Stretch your imagination.
Keep Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone.
Twilight. Let's go Twilight.
Sorry, Limits. Right. Dark Matter, Apple TV.
I haven't seen it, but
I haven't seen it either. Chat, do y'all want to save it?
No.
Yeah, Monk agreed. Out of the two, Twilight Zone. Sorry, Brad. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about For All Mankind?
I keep going back to Hitchhike because we're talking about adaptation. I know it's dated, but it was bloody good. And we are talking about like the best ad ever. When it came out, it was, and again, very, very difficult thing to adapt and do it well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hats off to them that they did a really good, I mean, that just shows you that when they did the more modern version a couple of years ago, it wasn't very good. The BBC One from years ago was brilliant. It was good. So, I'm not sure. Silo. will you remember Silo in 10 years? It's good, but it's not great.
No, I agree. I really
Shall
like
we
it.
take
But
it in?
then it's kind of not done yet either, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So Scratch and Silo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Now, did we decide to scratch Westworld because of latter seasons?
I think we have to, don't we?
Yeah, we
agree.
can.
If we did it
Mhm.
just the first season in isolation, I would say we'd have a conversation. But
Yeah.
if you include, I mean, we could say Westworld season 1 because it was phenomenally good. It was so good, but
Mhm.
it was let down
Yeah.
by.
We'll
Mhm.
take the
And the
pin.
movie was better anyway because Yul Brynner's amazing. If we're gonna have that, then we can't really have Three Body Problem. That's also not done, and I didn't like it. I found it a bit boring.
That's a good point too. Is The Expanse done in that case? Yeah,
No,
it's
because The
done.
Expanse is amazing, and The Expanse is probably done even though they are Alcon are trying to buy it. Sorry,
Yeah.
not Alcon. S.A. Corey's new company is trying to buy the rights from Alcon.
Mhm.
But it consistently was brilliant and a really good adaptation. Again, you actually read the book; it's actually a really good adaptation. It's not exactly the same, but there are bits in it that you're watching. Oh my god, that bit's in the book with the bling and blah. It's really good. We need one more.
Yeah, Expanse is going to definitely be the front runner. It's most likely to win overall.
Yeah,
but honestly, Twilight Zone could do it.
I'll tell you what, we're saying about it's not done yet. We're allowing Fallout in, but I actually think the first season of Fallout was so good. It's one of the best things that's been on TV in years for me. It was so good. Maybe we should allow well, maybe we should allow the first season of Westworld because when Westworld came out, it was the thing on TV, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah, it was huge. I remember. Not that it was that
if
long
we
ago.
start doing individual seasons, though, like part of me would want to bring Watchmen back, even though we said no superheroes, but like it's so good that one season.
Yeah. I don't think it makes the Final Four. It doesn't make the Final Four, though. I don't think either of those. I don't think Westworld makes Final Four either.
Yeah. Probably not Monk, but it was so good. We can't not.
Excuse my friend. So good. So good.
I think we should allow in Hitchhiker's Guide.
I didn't even know it was a series until today. I can't say either way.
Well, I mean, I
don't mean no because I just don't.
I'd have to check what year it was.
Don't know.
All right. Chat, give us a Y for yes, keep Hitchhikers, and N for a no / Hitchhikers. And that'll help us kind of continue on the slash and burn of all these fantastic television.
1981. 1981.
Did it ever air over here in the States? I don't think that's probably why. I think that
probably was. Not. Well, also, I mean, Sarah, you wouldn't have been born in 1981.
So, thank you, but that's not true.
I'm sure it was on the BBC, because I think it was on BBC Two.
I was 17 years old at that point.
I was 3.
In 81? Do I have to say?
No, because you were minus 17.
Right.
There's no way in hell you are older than me.
All right, we got 2. Nyo said yes, and Monks. Gigwise said no. David said no. Arnold said undecided. We have 2.
I know nothing about it, so I have no idea.
Okay. Maybe we have to leave it. I just think it'd be nice to have something classic,
like Twilight Zone.
But I think that was very
specific
to, like, the UK. It seems like, and I don't think it played here in the US. So just don't know it.
We'll go with the.
We literally have 2 yeses, 2 nos, and 1 undecided from that.
I'm just saying no because I don't know. So I'm just saying no to anything I don't know.
And there are some where it's like, okay, I know the way people like revere it, that kind of I'll fight for a little bit, even if I haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
But Hitchhikers, as much as I love, it's just I don't know if I don't know if it's going to end up in the final four.
Right. I don't think so.
I mean, it's freaking close.
Is one a little bit left field, and I don't know how massive it was. The 100.
Yeah, I was just looking at something that said the 100 as well.
It was a pretty good adaptation.
I didn't see it. I saw that on some lists, and I remember when it was on, but I didn't see it.
Did we want to add like Under the Dome as well, maybe? Or Peripheral?
Pretty quick though, didn't it?
Yeah.
That was based on a short story by Stephen King, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a mini series or whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. It's not like
was that era when like every Stephen King book was made into a mini series?
anything he ever wrote. He signed his name a check once. He tried to make that into a movie.
Yeah.
Anything he'd written, anything he'd even thought about, they tried to make into a film, didn't they, at one point?
The check turns alive, and the ink is a magic ink that anybody that touches it possesses them or something. Like, I haven't made it to the first season of the Dome, but I like the 100. So I said 100 at the start of the chat. I remember saying it. I just totally forgot to write it down.
I don't think it makes it to Final Four though.
No,
and I haven't seen it, so I have nothing.
The X-Files based on a book?
I was wondering that because I loved X-Files, still love X-Files, but I was like, that wasn't a book, and I didn't look it up.
I kind of feel like we talked about it, and there were a bunch of novellas that kind of led into it. But
were those before the show?
Staying at the Babylon 5 was based on a book.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
We've Googled so many things the last couple of weeks trying to figure out, trying to recollect what's what.
Nah,
Brain pain.
Book.
Yeah. Should we go ahead and cross the 100 out? I think it definitely deserved a little nod, but I don't know if it's going to go for.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if X-Files is based on a novel.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Book.
X-Files.
What was the X-Files thing? Inspired by early television series featuring elements of suspension, including. Yeah, it wasn't based on a book.
Yeah, I think there maybe was some books or something after, but not.
They're
before.
suggesting actually that it was based on Stranger Things, based on a book.
I don't think so. Maybe based off a D&D campaign, like.
Yeah.
Jamie, you're not gonna like this.
What's that?
Just look up for just a quick second.
Fuck's
sake. X-Files wasn't best original though.
Mm-hmm.
Did we write it down for that? Because we were talking about movies.
That's not based on a book either.
Yeah, no, well, that's gonna be next week because next week is gonna be TV.
Oh,
so keep X-Files in mind.
Oh, The Stranger is based on.
Okay. Yeah, it's Juliet's saying X-Files was based on several shows, including Twilight Zone.
That's what they're saying, and possibly inspired a little bit by things like Silence of the Lambs and a couple of other things that sort of inspired the style. And
Brain Pain's asking, do comic book count? Do comic books count? Yes, but we are
if they're sci-fi.
The caveat's not superheroes, you know, because then we're talking about another 200 movies, you know, or TV series, etc. The Tripods. I don't know what that is.
War of the Worlds.
Yeah. Mark, the new Doctor Who trailer just dropped, and it's a banger. Season 43, April 12th, baby. Hell yeah. I'm so glad you're excited for it.
I'll be watching Andor. Is that when it comes out at the same time?
I'll be watching Andor as well. I did just watch the trailer, and and that's something we'll talk about in afterthoughts this week because Justin's gonna want to poo-poo on it a little bit, and I don't blame him because that trailer didn't feel Star Wars-y, but it still looks so good. But anyway, what do we think For All Mankind and Foundation continue? How about actually before Foundation, For All Mankind and Andromeda Strain?
I would go For All Mankind before Andromeda Strain. If For All Mankind was on any other platform, it would have been a massive hit, I think. It's only because it's only on Apple, but it's not. And I would pick it over Foundation as well.
You would kick out or keep it?
I think it's more interesting than Foundation. And I think it's a much better adaptation.
For All Mankind?
Yeah. I mean,
get rid of Foundation. And what was the other thing?
Or get rid of Andromeda Strain right now, right?
Yeah, I think we can get rid of that.
If we go for All Mankind, that's our 4. We've got 4.
Well, yeah, because right now we have The Expanse. Oh, hold up. We got 6. Expanse, Dune miniseries, Foundation, Twilight Zone, For All Mankind, and Fallout.
Get rid of Foundation and Fallout.
No, not for. Oh, you saucy minx, because of the whole only one series thing.
Well,
the Dune miniseries is technically 2 separate series, isn't it? Or no, I guess it's 1. It's just 2.
They did do Children of Dune, but I don't
separate.
think they did what was the third one in that? Like,
do it.
We can get rid of the Dune miniseries, although it's very good.
Right. Well, the list I've got is Expanse, Fallout, Twilight Zone, and For All Mankind. Are we saying that we are going to remove Fallout because it's only had 1 season and that's not fair? If we were doing what was the best series of last year, yes, but we're not. Of All Mankind, forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
So we're not going to say Fallout.
Scratching it. Isn't Dune nominated in Best Adapted Film? It is. And also this, because there's just been a bunch of different adaptations of it. So
it was a series, yeah. We're talking about just a series.
Oh.
It's also been a comic book series that is worth. It would have to be based direct. Not the character would have to be based on the comic book. But Dark Tower didn't do a series, did they? They did a thing. It would have to be sci-fi rather than.
So I guess Expanse, Twilight Zone are for sure's. For All Mankind, Dune miniseries, and Foundation are the ones that we're probably duking it out with.
Foundation can go.
I tell you what, if we allow comic books,
I'd kind of rather Foundation over Dune miniseries.
The one that's jumping out, right? If we allow comics, is and I would say it's sci-fi. Is the Umbrella Academy, and that is not TV series.
Wait, say it again.
The Umbrella Academy.
Oh, but it trails off. It trails off though.
Yeah.
That first
it's not
season,
Final Four. It's good, but not Final Four.
It's totally. I'll write it down.
Yeah.
Legion was phenomenal as well.
Oh, Legion! I forgot about Legion, but we weren't doing superheroes.
Superheroes as well. Umbrella Academy superheroes.
It's not straight up sci-fi, is it?
Yeah.
Both are so freaking good too. Legion and Umbrella Academy.
So
that first season of Umbrella Academy.
I love Legion so much. Like, oh, that's so good.
Legion's so good. We were just avoiding superheroes because we're gonna have a whole. We could literally do a superhero topic on this same thing, and that would be nice to do.
Put superheroes. Maybe we should just throw superheroes award in. Maybe. All right then. Are we thinking June miniseries? Are we actually thinking that was that good? Or are we going to go Foundation?
Sarah says keep Dune. I say keep Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Foundation isn't done, but it's Davey. I've been watching Paradise. I quite like it. It's the first episode. Oh, you're a twisty-turny little bugger, aren't you?
That's the one with Sterling K. Brown, right?
I think so.
Is he the black one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, then.
Okay, cool. One of my buddies,
Cyclops plays the president.
Marsden. Oh yeah, Marsden is in there. Did you? I guess it's in the third episode. It's the only thing I've seen from Paradise so far. I don't know if y'all watched the play that I put out last year, of course, yada yada yada, all that stuff. But the dude with the curly hair that was in my play, my buddy Lucas, is in episode 3 of Paradise. He's the guy in the jail whenever the kid, I don't know, it looks like juvie that he's being sent to or something. He's the one that gets the hell beaten out of him by the kid that goes into juvie. In episode.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It cracked me
Yeah,
up.
it is always very funny when people get the shit kicked out of them.
Especially when you know them from from the actor's perspective, just knowing people across town, and you're like, "Hey, Lucas!" You're like, he just got the crap kicked out.
Right, we are cracking on with this. We're doing very well.
I have not seen Foundation, so.
So Monk's saying take Dune off.
All right.
We've already took Dune off.
Oh, we did? Okay.
Well, yeah. I've got 4.
So that leaves our final 4.
Yeah, we got it. I am now.
You want to read them off for us?
Writing down. I'm trying to find a notebook with my that I can actually write it down on. I haven't written a million other things in.
Close up.
Right. I can give you the big 4 if you need them.
Yeah, no, I'm on it. I got it.
Sweet.
Great. So,
that's a good list.
Talk amongst yourselves. I love you guys.
Giving them the center.
So, what's going on with what the hell is this?
I was waiting for you to notice. It's just a square.
What we got going on with the Oscars? Anything SciFi got booked?
Oh, actual Oscars today?
Yeah.
I'm still so pissed off at them for everything and just, give me Denis. Denis should have won it all. Denis should have won everything. Dune should have won it all. Like, my roommate and I have been talking about it because we've been watching a lot of Oscar films. We watched Nickel Boys last night, and I fell asleep for a solid 30 minutes of it. Woke up in, like, the climax of the ending of the film and was like, I didn't miss a single thing. I guessed this within the first 30 minutes of the film. And it's a good movie, but it's just, it ain't. It's generic, and it tries to be Pulp Fiction in the way it, like, narrates itself, and it just doesn't work. We've had this conversation the other day of, and I guess throughout the week, of pre-2019 films versus post-2019 films. Tarantino's talked about it, especially when it comes to Oscar films. They don't nominate things, and I love all the films that are Oscar nominated this year, maybe minus 1 or 2. I'm a huge fan of, but in that pre-2019 world, these are the films that everybody that adores film would have been clamoring to get a nomination, but never would have been nominated because there's a standard that the Academy held themselves to of, like, you don't want to nominate blockbusters or anything, but you had Parasite, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Ford versus Ferrari. That's like the quality of film you're looking for, and it's also an audience bringing in film. Oscars used to, you got Oscar nominated. It usually saw like a 15 to 25 to even sometimes larger % bump of people going to see your movie in theaters afterwards. That don't happen today. Monk just said Amelia Perez over Honora. I will fight you, sir. What? Anyway, my roommate just looked over and said, what? Monk.
I'm so over. I'm just over award shows, whatever. It's just
such a nothing burger.
over
And the only film this past year that actually hits that pre-2019 quality level I'm talking about is Dune 2. Like,
yeah.
It just hurts my
Did
head.
Romulus get any? Did Alien Romulus get anything for like makeup or
Romulus
anything like that?
got nominated for special effects, and
Okay.
I would want it to win in a typical year.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if Kingdom of the
except
Planet of the Apes does not win, no, and Dune,
right.
Dune
No,
should
I
get second.
agree. Yeah.
I know somebody that worked on the special effects for Romulus. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, but
Did you say
Kingdom of the Planet of the
Dune?
Apes, he did.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
he did work on
Planet
that
of
too.
the Apes as well.
Yeah, and he did some very, very cool scenes. Very cool scenes. Like some of the best ones. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is the best CGI film maybe ever. Like outside of Avatar, where like you're literally turning this world into that and spending hundreds of tens of millions, whatever, the big numbers of dollars. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was like, all right, we're gonna do this within a fairly decent budget, and it is amazing. But that's off my soapbox. There we go.
Step down.
Jay in Paradise, did you think I was still when Billy said I will tell you tomorrow? Can't remember. I don't know. I've had a bit of a funny day.
Name your place and time. Oh, this is going to be great. Real quick, I'm sorry, I got a sidebar just because my roommate's right here as well. Name your place and time. I did not like Anora at all. I really liked it, but it is such like I've seen it. The entire film could have just been on any HBO episode of any series of anything in the last 20 years. I'm totally with you there, and that's how that big conversation started. Anyway, sidebar done. Sidebar done.
Drugs.
But our final four, we have nominated. Oh, that's I forgot.
Back in a minute.
I forgot. I was like, it was just being dramatic, but no. Wait a second. We made him be dramatic for a second. He stood up and then was in actual pain. Oops. But
So
no,
the
Monk,
final
that
four. This is what I have for the
our
final four: The Expanse, Twilight Zone, For All Mankind, and Fallout. Or was I wrong on that last one?
Wait, say that again?
I have The Expanse, Twilight Zone, For All Mankind, and Fallout.
Not Fallout. We kept Foundation instead.
Foundation.
Because it was between Foundation and Dune.
Okay.
As much as I love Fallout.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's final four, but it's good. You know.
Yeah, and Peter immediately was like, "Yep, no Fallout."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, tripods was an actual thing. I just wasn't familiar whenever you typed that a minute ago, Graham. Excuse me. Not familiar to the U.S. audience. The Tripods were the TV series on the BBC in the 1980s based on novels by John Christopher. He also wrote The Death of Grass. That was also adapted into a film. Are you familiar with Tripods, Jay? And would you go to bat for it?
Never heard of it.
I am a tripod, mate, so I've got a massive penis.
Would it make it into this final four?
No.
Tripods was a brilliant TV series, but
I don't. Never heard of it.
It was good, and like I said, yeah, it was a British show. It was sort of about around the time of like The Prisoner and stuff like that. It was about that sort of time. But no. But come on, massive penis joke.
So what's it?
I haven't got a riser recliner, but I have got a man girdle. So this is my back support, and I wear it on my back. And I should be wearing it now, but I forgot to put it on this morning. So I'm an idiot. And it holds my belly in while supporting my back. But mainly, holds my belly in. Man girdle.
Would a man girdle just be a myrtle?
No, it's a man girdle. Can't call it a myrtle, mate. It sounds like something from like the Navy or something. It's like,
yeah,
I fell in the ocean, attacked by a myrtle.
It's shapewear.
It's shaped.
There we go. Then it's shaped.
And it's got these metal, and it gets really hot, so it's very good. I'm gonna have to put it on in a minute because my back is killing me. But yes, I have a man girdle, and I don't care. Don't ever get old. It sucks.
I agree.
You know nothing.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
My knees are older than both of you together. I had way too much fun when I was a kid.
I'm actually 400 years old. I've just been
Oh my God, we just treated
medical
you well.
science, just keeping me along. You know.
Yeah. Look, Nancy McGrade is right. I need to improve my core strength.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say I'm gonna avoid that one because I'll see her in a week and she's gonna be yelling at me to do the same thing.
I did actually, because I've twinched my back the same as I did 18 months ago, but this is way better. It's not hurt anything like as much. Because I've been working on my core strength or whatever else, but I did full blown herniate my disc 18 months ago. So I was off my back for ages, if you remember.
Yeah.
I bitched about that for months, if you remember. This time, it's been about a week, and I'm already sort of almost
Good.
So it's just
good.
basically in the morning, and at the end of the day, I'm struggling a little bit. You know, it's like starting to get a bit tired, sort of thing. But in the morning, I'm a bit locked up. But as soon as I get up and start moving around, though, it frees up. So yeah.
David said he needs to borrow it.
Yeah, Dave, I feel your pain. Yeah, my knees are screwed. Far too much jumping and around and having fun when I was a kid. They're not. Bend with the knees. No, it's fine. I'm going to bend with my spine.
Every time I remember that I'm picking something up and I should bend with the knees, it's usually about halfway through picking something up because my back's like, oh, yeah, wrong way to do this. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
Warm up your back.
I get a thing to hang off to like decompress my back as well. Like that. But the exercise.
Yeah, one of those things that like goes around. You lay on and you can like.
To be Batman. Because when Batman had sex with Kim Basinger, in the middle of the night he got up and put himself in that and held his arms like that, so he actually looked like a bat. That's what you do. I wouldn't. I'd have stayed in bed and had sex with Kim Basinger again. I'd have just like rolled over and lifted the duvet around it. But no, he got up and hung himself upside down from the back thing. I don't know where I'm going. Have I mentioned I'm on quite a strong painkillers?
How did you pull the back? Were you doing a trapeze event? It sounds like you're some Ringling Brothers.
I was putting my jeans on.
Oh no! Hey, at 24 years old, I almost threw out my back for picking up my 10-pound knees. So I get you.
But the first time I put my back out, I was thinking, oh, my back keeps giving me grief. I need to lose some weight. I'm going to start playing badminton again. But I didn't put my back out playing badminton. I put my back out. I ordered a badminton racket off Amazon. It was delivered, and I was bending down to pick the box up. An incredibly light box. And I just get against the wall, shouting to my wife, "Wife, I'm in trouble!" That's very much. And she came in and went, "What have you done?" And I'm sitting against the wall like, "Ah!" And she went, "Come here, I'll help you." And I went, "Fuck off, I can't move." And then I walked like an inch at a time for about 2 weeks. Everyone was like, you know how you walk when you need a poo? You know, you walk from the knees down when you need a poo.
Yeah.
Sarah, you're a lady, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about, but Harris knows what I'm talking about. Shut up, Siri. Why is Siri going off? I said, do you know what it's like when you need a poo? And Siri wants to get involved in this conversation for some reason. Good evening.
Siri's concerned. Siri said, hey.
But when you really need a poo and you walk from the knees down, I was walking like that, but really, really slowly for like 3 weeks. But obviously, as I say, Sarah wouldn't know. Yeah, to be fair, the first thing my wife did was get her phone out. And I went, no, I'm serious. She's like, oh, sorry. But no, yeah, she didn't. But she was my wife. She loves me. She was worried about me, and I was screaming like a. I don't know. I was going to say like a girl, and that's impolite. But you know what I mean? Like I was screaming like somebody that has no.
Like a blood curdling.
Yeah. Oh, it was. Well, no, it's not even that. Do you know when like something surprises you and you sort of go, ah? And they go, oh, that scared me. Oh, you know when something really scares you, it makes you go.
You just can't get it out.
Yeah, when you burn yourself, and you go, oh, ah, ee. But when something really hurts, you go.
Yeah. No, I had to get back. I had a ruptured disc in my lower back and had back surgery like a while back. So I know how much that hurts.
Oh, you know my pain.
Yeah.
They have said that if it keeps, then they might have to consider surgery.
Yeah.
But it has, luckily, it seems to have gone back in okay. But they did warn me, to be fair, that I might get the odd twinge. So just to, if you get the odd twinge, just painkillers for a few days, and you think. But it was, it's like mine didn't burst. I just herniated it. So I, got the two things, and mine, I basically did that, and it herniated it. So it came out a bit, but it has been steadily. They reckon it's gone back in again. But I've obviously just
keep the crutches on hand for Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Speaking of Comic-Cons, I'll be at Emerald City Comic-Con this coming Saturday. So
that's already.
I definitely did not forget to send those fucking t-shirts. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I've bagged them up and written your address on them.
Eventually.
Such a naughty. I'm such a knobhead.
I did sign up for a couple panels. I'm going to a Hannibal panel with Mads Mikkelsen.
Is he going to be there?
Yeah, and Steve Nancy. No, you should look. There's like a lot of. There's going to be like a Firefly panel and stuff, but not the day that I'm there, unfortunately. But you guys should look. They had really good guests this year, but I wish I could go to all 4 days. But I am going to Star Trek Strange New Worlds panel too, which is going to have Anson Mount there and a bunch of other people.
You should do some little videos while you're there.
Yeah,
I'm going to try.
You don't have to do it in the panels. Just do like a little, like, look at this is thingy Comic-Con, and do like, hey, look, it's over there.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that, but.
Look what this moron's dressed as. Hey, yes, I called you a moron.
Yeah,
and
I wish I could go all 4 days. But... Huh?
Yeah, I said if y'all are in the Seattle area, be respectful, but go say hi. Just be like SciTrek's and then wander off.
Yeah,
be fun.
But I won't have anything to represent. Don't blame me.
No, I'm sorry, my fault. I'm so useless.
Overnight.
I've spent a week kicking the bag with your address on out of my way because I can't bend down to pick it up. So to keep it up, so it's been kicked from one side of the room to the other.
Well, I guess you have an excuse, I suppose.
Yeah,
but I say picking it up now is going to be difficult.
When I promised on my life I would send it the week before, I didn't have an excuse. I'm just useless.
While we're talking about that, if y'all are in the Seattle area and are going to Emerald City Comic-Con, or Emerald Comic-Con, not Emerald City, what is it? One or the other.
Emerald City Comic-Con, or ECCC, they call it.
That's fine. If y'all are there the same day, go say howdy. And also, if you are in the Vegas area this weekend, Greg and I are going to Good Springs to do a Fallout-themed weekend over there, and that's going to be a really fun little thing. Trying to figure out somebody to come film for us. Like, you got a free room, come hang out, you know. But that's gonna be a lot of fun. Cool. And just another quick reminder: tomorrow, Patreon with Sarah and I start with watching Farscape.
Yes. What time are we doing that? 10?
Yeah, 10, 15, 30.
Okay.
You said what?
Around that time. That's fine.
I'm watching Farscape at the moment. I'm adoring it.
Yeah. So are we. You should watch it with us.
I tell you what, I'm watching Cheers at the moment. God, I love Cheers.
How's that?
I got Paramount Plus to watch Star Trek and something else.
The Taylor Sheridan stuff?
Lionesses. I went to watch Lionesses, and I meant to watch 1923. Completely distracted by Cheers and started watching that instead. Really good. I love Cheers.
It's so
my ass off to dancing, you genius, you.
Yeah, I got to get out of here, you guys. So, I'm gonna wrap it up here.
Hey.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah. Well, y'all want to end it off with just what we watched real fast?
What have you watched, Sarah?
Speed round.
I watched The Martian finally. Never have seen it before. And what else did I watch this week? The Gorge. I think I mentioned that last week, though.
Yeah.
Um,
I just want to watch
what
that
else
one.
have I watched? I don't even. I don't remember what else I've watched. Anyway,
One of
as
those.
far as music goes, Architects came out with a new album Friday. I've been enjoying. You know, so,
Oh,
It is a good album. I like that actually. I listened to that one.
yeah.
I don't know.
Good.
What you watch, Jimmy?
I'd say if you need to go, go.
Yeah. Always, definitely.
All right.
Love you. Bye.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Right.
Bye. Love you. Bye. Bye. Bye.
We'll Stargate Outpost. Have fun at Comic-Con.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Yeah. Also, Stargate Outpost on Wednesday, of course, y'all. You know,
My mouth. Like, where's my
Bye-bye.
it's
mouth?
gonna be a crazy week. It's gonna be a fun, crazy week.
Love you. Bye. 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 Love you. Bye. 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 Love you. Bye.
My mouse isn't like I can't find it. I can't click on it because I don't see
Get
where
some
it is.
cheese.
I'm ready to go. My computer said no. AI
No.
is taking over.
Computer says no.
Oh, gig wise.
Bye.
Snake. How was it? I never watched Snake Eyes. Kind of in that.
It's not
mindset.
good. It's not good.
Yeah.
Love you. Bye.
We were talking Henry
Darren.
Golding the other day. The what?
Keep your computer until it turns off.
I can just,
Oh,
if you want to.
That's
To make it
fine. I
easier.
don't know what is going on with the mouse here. I cannot get it to work.
Do you want me to press remove?
take
You
me
know,
out.
Let's have to stay
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll see you. I was gonna say see you Wednesday. See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
You know?
Right.
See you tomorrow. You won't see me tomorrow. I'm working. Reet, what have I watched this week? Been on my back a lot, so I have actually watched quite a bit. Can't remember any of it. She is. I started watching Farscape. I'm about halfway through the first season of Farscape. It's so much better than 90% of this shit we have on TV nowadays. It's so good.
The schlop.
Yeah. And I thought that sounded great. Something else then. I'm watching YouTube and the news quite a bit because we won't go into that on this channel. But my Christ, it's been an interest. It's been a mental week.
This has been YouTube This has been the entire news, the entire last 5 days. Just the Game of Groans.
Yeah, it's like, we're screaming towards World War III. Great. This is gonna be brilliant.
Woo! Hey, they might recruit you with talking about clubs the way you're talking about. Watch out. He might send you in. Your special units there. Clubbing.
Yeah. That's what I want. Got a war. But anyway.
Nope.
I watched a few movies this week, which was good. But I watched a good comedy horror movie actually. Ready or Not.
Oh, so good.
It's really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I just watched. I just sort of Googled that. I don't remember that. I think I vaguely remember it coming out. I thought, I'll give that a go. I'm just not really in the mood. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's just a proper little gem, that film.
It's so fun.
Yeah,
it's
just really
fun.
good. I'm not a big fan of horrors, but when it's like a comic horror, it's better. I prefer it a bit more. You know, like Scream, it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek sort of thing. I like that sort of horror movie. When it's, trying to actually just scare you, I'm not scared. But, yeah. No, I really enjoyed it. How about yourself? What have you got? Oh, I watched Captain America.
Oh.
I'm sorry for you.
You just hear my roommate. He said, I'm sorry for you.
It was... I'll tell you what. I watched Captain America, and my lovely wife, I watched Bridget Jones with, because I owe her, and I'm trying to make it up to her, and I actually quite enjoyed it. So I watched Bridget Jones and actually enjoyed it. Okay. I watched Captain America, and no.
It's just such a nothing burger in so many ways.
Yeah, there's nothing even in it to like hate. It's
Yeah.
just not good. It's just not. It's not even like. I'd tell you what. I watched the Incredible Hulk movie with Ed Norton in it.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. I'd forgotten how good it is.
Liv
and then
Tyler,
I
William
watched-
Hurt.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic. And then I watched fucking Captain America. Just like, yeah, it is. I don't think they should ever have made Sam Captain America. I thought it was a stupid idea. And I'm watching all the way through thinking, physics has taken a back seat on this movie. Yeah.
And you know, it's a Marvel movie. Physics isn't going to be like the end all to end all. But when you're kicking missiles that are coming at you a few hundred miles an hour, whether you actually knock them off course or not, you're going to change direction. Like if Invincible on like animated things can do it better than you, I'm sorry. I don't have much leeway.
It's not. The thing that I've always said about Marvel when it was good was that it walked up to the line of silly. They might have danced around the line of silly, but it never went over it. You know what I mean? It was always like, it always kept it just this side of stupid. This didn't in a few places. Just like, oh, what are you doing? And you know, like his outfit hasn't got it doesn't completely cover him. It's got it's got his glasses, whatever his face. How's his face not burn the fuck off when he goes like shooting through a plane with his wings?
Oh, because then he gets Ant-Man's helmet.
Oh god, stupid. And there's a cartoon over here in the UK called Batthink. When I was a kid, my wings are like a shield of steel, and he was Batthink, and he put his wings up, and the bad guys tried to shoot him, but there was always about this much where you could shoot him in the foot if you wanted to, and actually you could see the bullets going and bouncing off, even though there was no wings there. They just bounced off his feet, silly. But I'm just sort of going, oh, okay, yeah, his wings are impressive. Shoot him in the fucking foot. And I'm just, it's just not very good. I've seen The Eighth Man. Why do I know The Eighth Man? I know that. I'm gonna have to look. But yeah, it was very good.
Good theory, Joey.
So I watched Bridget Jones's Diary instead.
Yeah, that's always good. It's crazy that we're not the demographic that would be going for, but I think most people outside of the demographic it's going for still probably enjoy it more than Captain America, Brave New World. Yeah,
I can't wait
for which one?
I can't wait for Thunderbolts. I think Thunderbolts. I'm really looking forward to Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts and all these leaks the last couple of days about Doomsday and Secret Wars actually have me very excited for Marvel again. And I wasn't even happy with Deadpool Wolverine. Like, I was probably one of the biggest people that were like, it's just not for me.
I loved it, but I loved it, but I loved it as what it was, not a thing. And it's not the sort of film I'll watch over and over again. I'll watch the first Deadpool. I'll watch it 4 or 5 times. I won't be watching Deadpool Wolverine 4 or 5 times.
And Deadpool 2 has a rewatchability too. Deadpool 3 is it's a background thing while like a party's going on or something, maybe. Like there's no story to watch. It's just fun scenes stitched together. But yeah. And I guess that was kind of the same thing with Captain America. There is a story here, but it's really a bunch of other threads from other MCU films just kind of stitched together as well, instead of just having an actual something to say. It's like, all right, well, it felt like MCU movie number 28 or whatever. It's like 35 or 36 now, but whatever it is.
Well, that's saying hopefully they get. But when is Daredevil out? Like Monday or Tuesday or something?
It's the 7th, right? Or the 9th?
Is it the end of the week? Is it? I've got the 3rd in my head for some reason, but that would be like tomorrow, wouldn't it?
I mean, it very well might be.
but I have
March 4th. So it comes out at midnight tomorrow.
So I might be staying up late tomorrow. No, because that'll be like 8 o'clock in the morning here. So we're Tuesday morning, and I'm going to be late for work Tuesday. No, I'll save it and watch it when I get it. But
So a sick day?
So excited about that. It's an incredible thing. Did you see my video about Kathleen Kennedy, by the way?
Yes.
I was so proud of us that we got something right, and the mainstream media got it wrong, so horribly wrong. Even though I did get some comments going, "You got it wrong too." No, I didn't. Exactly what she said is what's happening. But obviously we didn't know the full story, but we got the crux of it, sort of thing. But...
And we still don't necessarily know the full story, but hell, we know enough to kind of like talk about it. We are kind of thinking we're going to do some afterthoughts this week. I'll try to make them early in the day, so maybe you'll be able to come say howdy. I know it's difficult with timing across the pond kind of deal.
Just sometimes. A long day. I get tired. It's a long day. My job's stressful. You know what I mean? It's a long day.
Yeah, because when we do the afterthoughts, of course, everybody's talked about Kathleen Kennedy going out. So I kind of want to. Obviously, we will tackle that, but I kind of want to make it more about who do we think she's going to. Is she going to like find some more like executive based person, or Lucasfilm and Disney and Iger find some executive based person, and she's that person that sits with them and ushers kind of them into everything one step at a time? Do they just give it to John and Dave and kind of have, all right, you got your creative side and you got your more business focused side?
What I've heard is they're going to try to follow the DC model.
That would be my favorite approach.
That's what I've been told, but no decision has been made. It is a big thing. So basically, what I was told originally was turned out to be pretty much true. Was that the main thing was a bunch of people jumped on Disney are firing her. They've had enough. No, probably not. I think she probably not. She said. But we were like, no, she's not. Disney have got no problem with her. They do not blame her for the things that haven't been great, and they don't, so they've got absolutely no problem with her. And that's turned out to be bang on true. But there is a succession plan, but she's still going to be working within Disney.
Is how CEOs particularly or heads of companies tend to work. So that's not like a big surprise. There have been people that are, oh my God, the status quo is not going to change at all. She will be producing more Star Wars projects, but also that's a good thing because again, she's a freaking amazing producer, just not a really good studio head. And
I could see her on the board or something. I could see her as something like that. I think she will do that, but she will still be producing several projects. So, but that's exactly what we're doing. So when that all came out, I should have known the newspaper report was bullshit anyway, because they said she was going to retire at the end of the year, and I'm like, no, that's not when her contract's up. But I did speak to somebody that's more a business person. They said there'll be stuff in her contract, which means even if her contract's up at the end of this, at a set day, that there'll be stuff in there that means she basically can't leave until there's a replacement. Yeah. So she said that's normal for somebody like at the CEO sort of level. You don't just get to walk out when your contract runs out, sort of thing. So that's basically what they're saying. There's a succession plan, but they don't quite know what it is yet.
Do you think that it's going to take till the end of the year, or do you think that May 4th, good old Star Wars Day, they'll try to announce a new head by then? Because they've been thinking about this for a long time, one way or another.
I think they roughly know what they're doing. I'm being told they roughly know what they're doing. But the people involved are going to negotiate contracts and, and it's all being kept very close to the chest. So nothing is definite until it's sort of sorted. And obviously there's going to be people, I think one of the people I was told is up there, has got other things they're doing, so that needs to be sorted, sort of thing. So it's not straightforward. I think they'll announce it when it's signed. I don't think they'll go for May 4th. I don't think they're bothered about that. It'll be when it's agreed.
Ready.
I think. And then when all the other things are sorted. So, but yeah. I hope it's Favreau. I have heard Favreau's name. I have heard Filoni's name. I have heard a couple of others.
The absolute perfect thing in my mind is a little bit different than it would be, because I love Dave Filoni. If you would have asked me 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, literally any other time before the last probably year and a half, 2 years, I would have said put Dave Filoni up there 10 times out of 10. He is George Lucas's hand-picked apprentice. I guess Kathleen Kennedy is his hand-picked successor. Dave Filoni's his hand-picked apprentice. Like, he's the man. But he just doesn't – he knows Star Wars and he knows film well. He doesn't know the business side of things, and he doesn't know a grandiose scale of things. Just Ahsoka kind of showed that. He doesn't have the ability to write. He needs a writer to help him. And I would really like both Simon Kinberg and Tony Gilroy to go help on the Ahsoka series in a big freaking way. Gilroy is kind of another name that's been up there that Kathleen Kennedy kind of tosses out there some, kind of like a Jon Favreau. I want a Jon Favreau, Tony Gilroy ran studio. If they were the co-CEOs and Filoni remained the chief creative officer, because he's still got he's like the third or fourth highest person up at Lucasfilm. That's kind of fine. I think that's a perfect spot for him. That man, like we were just saying, Star Wars, he lives and breathes. He knows it just as well, maybe not just as well as George Lucas, but if there's somebody that does, it's Dave Filoni and Sam Witwer. And both of them are heavily involved in Lucasfilm, so that's great. Let's just put the people in charge that actually know how to. Jon Favreau started the MCU. Kevin Feige did as well. Sure, it's Kevin Feige's baby, but he didn't start it without Favreau, and he chose Favreau for a reason. Favreau heralding in, and Favreau brought any semblance of respect in the last 5-6 years to Star Wars.
He blasted the movies into the stratosphere, and you can argue actually that the only really good TV project they've done was under Favreau. Mm-hmm. With the first two seasons of Mandalorian. It was the only things that have really been really popular.
Mm-hmm. So and Boba Fett, he did, and it wasn't as great, but when you put 7 things on the guy's plate at a time, what do you expect it to,
Yeah.
I'd love to see him and Gilroy say, all right, here's our 3-year plan, here's our 5-year plan, and this is what we're doing.
I think one of the, again, I don't want to say too much because I've not checked that I can. But, a couple of the names I've heard, I don't think you've ever heard of. And a couple of the names are the ones we're talking about. Filoni, Favreau, these are people that their names are in the mix. But I don't know if it's gone beyond that. What I'm told is there are 2 people that are going to sort of replace Kennedy. One will be president, one will be and there will be a bit of a shake-up of other names in there. And these are the names. But there's 2 people that are going to be basically taking up the top 2 jobs. And one is basically a manager, and you might never have heard of them, but you'll look at their thing. But one of the big things is that they're being brought in is to expand Lucasfilm beyond just Star Wars. That is something they tried to get Kathleen Kennedy to do. Didn't really work. That is something they really want to push from there. And the next trilogy movies, obviously. That's going to be a big thing.
It makes the most sense.
Which is going to be that's King, isn't it? Because I have heard Kingberg's name mentioned.
See, he's. I'm so mixed on Kinberg. He's
an producer. They like producers in that role, don't they? Disney.
He's just gotten into directing the last few years, and everything he's directed hasn't been all that great. The dude can write a movie and a TV show. Rebels is my probably favorite Star Wars thing, and just growing up and like just the amount of fondness I feel for it, pound for pound, is I adore it. And in Clone Wars, and Kinberg is huge on Rebels, but he also destroyed the last couple X-Men movies and he directed the last one, and it just it brings caution, it brings trepidation to the thought, you know.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, if Filoni's up there, Kinberg should be too, because Kinberg is half the reason Filoni continued to do as well as he did for many years. And
It's
Kinberg
basically
Ahsoka.
just seeing that they've zoned in on the two that they want. It's just a matter of doing the logistics to how to make it work. And at what point does she want to step down? Because, like, they know Disney's pushing it, so they're happy to.
But like you said, it might be good to have somebody that, not nameless, but, you know, somebody that we don't even know the name of, just some managerial guy that comes up, or whoever that just can run the actual company aspect of it.
Yeah. But like Warner Brothers did with Think, you know, you get some name that, okay, you can Google him and you can see stuff he's done in the past. You don't really know his name, and then you get James Gunn, and you get that sort of thing. Who's going to be the front man? So you got the businessman and the thingy man, and I think that makes sense. You want like a producer, somebody that does the you know, can do the, it's like the difference between a producer and executive producer, isn't it?
Yeah.
You need that sort of thing. The executive producer is the person that makes sure everything happens, works with the studio, you know, money and all that sort of thing. And then the producer is the one that's actually on the ground, making sure the film actually gets made. Sort of thing. You almost want that sort of thing. But we will have to see. But there will be, I'm being told anyway, there will be a shake-up. So at Lucasfilm, there will be a few changes. Partly because people moving up, moving down.
Because there's been a big restructuring of people that throughout Lucasfilm that we wouldn't necessarily know names of or what their jobs are off the top of our heads. But it will be a very vital restructure going forward.
Yeah. Mark, no, it won't be Mark Ferguson.
I don't think he probably likes Star Wars, but I don't think he cares for it in the way a lot of these other creators are caring for it. And he's got so many other things he's trying to do one way or another.
Yeah, he's got a lot of things. Well, he's still fighting to try to do bloody Stargate, but he's got to deal with it. He's got some 2 or 3 projects that he's trying to get off the ground.
The War of Gods, God of War, or not.
No, he's out of that now, isn't he? He's not on that now.
Will they still be credited as producers, you think, at least?
They will be credited on something. Apparently, they keep most scripts.
Okay.
So at least they'll be on that. But, yeah. I've seen people are talking about Superman in the thing. I've seen a bit of Superman. Not a lot, but I've seen a little bit of it. The bits I've seen, there's an awful lot going on.
Is what?
So there's an awful lot going on. I've basically seen because obviously I've got friends that work in the sort of CGI side of things. I got a chunk that they'd worked on. This one company had worked on, and so it is a big epic. One of the big fight scenes, something toward the end. I think I assume it'd be towards the end of the movie. I don't know where it is in the film first. They just sort of went, "This is 90 seconds. Have a look. A lot going on." And it was big stuff as well. There was some like thinking, there was a lot going on. So I'm like, it looked a bit of a mess from what I saw. But it's one of those things that I think it'll look amazing on the big screen. But it looked like, you know how like it was very comic booky, and I don't mean that in a good way.
Yeah, that's been my biggest concern with it as well.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. But James Gunn, like I said, I thought Guardians of the Galaxy was going to be ridiculous. I saw the premise of that, and I saw the trailer. I thought this is going to look stupid, and it's probably one of my favorite of all the Marvel movies. It's
all three of them. Awesome.
Yeah, the first one, not so much the second and third one for me, but the first one is epic. For me, the first Guardians, Ragnarok, are the two, and the first Iron Man are probably the best 3 Marvel movies for me. That aren't Avengers. I'm going to put the Avengers movies to one side.
How about Winter Soldier? It's got to be up there.
It is up there, but it's not the same as those 3 for me.
Those 3 you named are straight up the sci-fi Marvel movies of that era too.
Well, you've got like Endgame, and let's put the Avengers movies in the top, and then it would be Ant-Man as well, the first Ant-Man. No. So Ragnarok, and those are there, and the Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy, first Iron Man, and then it's like Ant-Man, the other Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I really like Captain Marvel, to be fair. I like
the first one. I like the first one funny.
The first one, yeah.
The second one's not awful either.
Film would be there for me, and then it's like everything else. Then slowly into the the Shang-Chi, that would be in there. So that would be in that sort of area. So like, yeah, okay, not great, okay. But anyway, mate, sorry, I'm gonna have to call it next month. Like I said, my back is killing me. Like I can't sit too long.
No, that's all good, brother. Thank you for coming and hanging out. And I know grandson's very important. And SciFi is too, but hey, we gotta keep making grandbabies and grandbabies on top of grandbabies to keep watching SciFi.
If you could stop making more grandbabies, 2's enough. If my son is watching, stop it. That'll do.
14 kids at a time.
They're exhausting, and they don't stop running around in circles. So that'll do. That'll do, Pig. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna just literally lightning round this real quick, just because I think I saw Invincible, 1923, Common Side Effects. Those are the 3 ongoing things right now that are really damn good, all 3 of them, honestly. Yeah. Common Side Effects is a really good little show. Been watching Parks and Rec with the roommates, and that's really good. Love Parks and Rec.
Cool.
Films, though. Saw Anora, Conclave, The Substance. Anora and Conclave, both really good. The Substance, that's a horror movie that's worth watching. Very uncomfortable. Not to excuse the French this time, not cussing, but y'all know I'm a fan of the greenery. I leaned over to my roommate in the middle of The Substance. I said, I shouldn't have smoked before this movie. And that literally just was, I've not squirmed like that since Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. And that was squirming because you're in the guy's anxiety with him at that point. Substance, though, it's a whole Brandon Cronenberg on crack. It's insane. Like, it's actually insane. Anora, though, Conclave, and real quick, Monk, Anora, we were talking about Ready or Not. I literally quoted that to my roommate. I was like, if Anora gets there, Ready or Not should have been on there. Like, the acting, at least, is in the same category. Like, as much as I like Anora, it's just a regular HBO show. Like, it's just literally any episode of an HBO series. What else did we watch? Nickel Boys last night. And which one? Oh, that was it. I think that was it. Trying to get back up from the roommate to figure it out.
We haven't gone to movies in quite a while.
Yeah. Oh, because I was gonna go check out Brutalist yesterday, and I didn't end up going to see that. A Complete Unknown. I did see that one. Saw that when it came out in theaters though, and I did enjoy it. But Doom 2 deserves it all. So does Denis.
Yeah.
But that is it for me. Oh, Real Pain is good too. Real Pain is good. Yeah, Jamie's in a real pain right now in multiple ways. And thank you for sticking it out, brother.
Coding.
We got this week. We got, of course, tomorrow Patreon with Sarah and I. We have Wednesday Stargate Outpost. Friday Fallout, Your Radical Wasteland podcast, and on the weekend, Greg and I will be outside of Las Vegas and Good Springs. So if you're in Good Springs and coming to the Fallout event there, come say howdy. And if you're in Emerald City Comic Con, go say howdy to Sarah. That's it from us. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Ciao.
Adios.